I'm going to get that dog. All right, let's drink some wine. Hi, everyone. My name is Brian Hinchberger.
And I'm his brother, Paul Hinchberger.
We're the Wine Brothers, and we are outdoors under a beautiful Seattle sun. Really annoying dog barking. Sorry about that. Bear with us because the wine's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, we are in the Penedes of Spain. Penedes. So, directly west, just down the water of Barcelona. Small little DO, started in 1960 within the Catalunya region, where they speak Catalan, and why you say Barcelona, that kind of lisp, addition to all these things. So Penedes, fantastic area for white wine. It's super close. Like the wines that we're tasting are super close. We're talking 3 kilometers from the Mediterranean Sea. But the hills just start. They just roll up into the land.
Like blubber.
Just forested, but very, very poor calcareous soils. Makes it really, really nice for white wines. Thus, we have 4 lovely white wines for you to taste today. For us to taste. You don't get to taste anything.
Sorry.
But you want to. So, we're going to start with the Sauvignon Blanc. So this house is Vega de Ribes.
Shall I pour?
Absolutely. Vega de Ribes has been around since the early 1500s. If you do the math, that's like 500 years ago.
That's a long time.
That's a long, long time for winemaking. In 1996, everything went organic. Enrique Bartra is the winemaker here, and he's just fantastic. Really, really solid guy that makes unbelievable wines, all, sustainable, organic practices. He's got his head on straight. Definitely within the notion of what we absolutely love with Bon Vivant imports. So, we're going to start with their Sauvignon Blanc. So, Enrique grows 2 varietals mainly. Malvasia de Sitges, which we will get into, and Sauvignon Blanc. The Xarel-lo, I'll kind of explain next, because a very, very good friend of his brings this in, and they kind of make these wines together. So, back to the wine at hand, Paul, Sauvignon Blanc. This is an international variety. It's Loire Valley in France to New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc that everybody's just crazy about. California Sauvignon Blanc. There's Washington Sauvignon Blanc. There's Sauvignon Blanc in South Africa. It is everywhere, and now it's in Penedes. What are your thoughts?
It smells like Spanish Sauv Blanc to me.
Spanish Sauv Blanc.
It's like Sauv Blanc, but it has a character of other indigenous varietals of Spain, white varietals that have like a certain flavor to them that you just kind of can group them all together as Spanish. This has that flavor as well within the Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, it kind of has this kind of neat. It's not as grassy, as say California Sauvignon Blanc or New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Not quite as herbaceous. But it has this interesting, like, caramely, toffeed note. That kind of yellow apple skin that's been slathered with a little bit of salted caramel. Ooh, that sounds good. But, so this Sauvignon Blanc is, from the Penedes, really close to the water. Obviously, some different influences coming in.
Right.
Have you tasted it?
No, I haven't.
Why don't you give that a swallow? Because I've always been a real big fan of this, but Sauvignon Blanc, when it doesn't come from one of the big areas that people know Sauvignon Blanc to be, then it's not the most popular thing. But what do you think? Is it solid? Is it?
It's got everything that you would want. I wouldn't have guessed it was Sauvignon Blanc. But I like it a lot. It's really It's got that nutty characteristic.
Yep, it's textured.
It's got
good acidity.
For some reason, banana leaf comes to my mind.
Lots of banana leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those are really popular. So, yeah, and the texture is nice. The acidity, actually, like, I almost drooled right there talking because the acidity is like falling out of my mouth. Yeah, really, really fresh, vivacious. I like that word for this wine.
Yeah,
Pretty nice.
that
Pretty
acidity
nice.
makes you want to take another sip because your mouth is watering, cheeks water.
So, just a kind of a quick little background. These guys, they're quality focused. Check out the video on their bubbles. Their bubblies,
Ancestral.
unbelievable. Yeah, Ancestral line from Vega de Ribes, unbelievable. So these aren't cheap wines. They don't really do cheap things. Everything's hand harvested. Everything's organic. So this Sauvignon Blanc though sits under $20, right about $19 on a shelf.
Okay.
So not the cheapest Sauvignon Blanc you can find, but absolutely delicious. I think really, really clean expression. Wonderful with food.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of screams, give me some cheese, give me some salad, give me some aperitifs, appetizers. Neat new word.
Yep.
Okay.
Aperitifs.
Aperitifers. So let's move on.
Alright.
So like I said, Enrique Bartra does these two grapes. His good friend Rafael Sala does Xarel-lo. So just a couple miles down the road, and like I said, we're off almost to Lower Penedes, like in the Garraf region almost, getting close to that northern, towards the shore side of Penedes. And these vineyards are just a couple miles down the road, and Rafael what's funny about this is Rafael had these vineyards, and he's kind of like, they were given to him. They were, passed along in his family. And he's like, I think I want to make wine. Didn't know much about it, but his absolute obsession with wine turned into this amazing project. And he got together with Enrique Bartra, and they're like, hey, help me learn about wine. So he put forth every effort to learn about wine, to make wine, did everything. And now he's making this unbelievable bottle called Clar de Castanier.
Kind of sounds like my story.
Much like you, Paul. So, the Clar de Castanier, 100% Xarel-lo, and this has seen no oak, but it was fermented in chestnut barrels. Big chestnut barrels that goes through about a 25-day slow, cold fermentation. Talk to me, Paul. You're just making these funny faces.
That's fun. That's really fun.
It's fun.
I smell. It smells like it's gonna be sparkling because it kind of has that calcium kind of flavor. Like,
there's something in there that's like
yeah.
It's like a.
It reminds me of calcium soy.
Got it. All right, you're not gonna believe me on this, okay? When you smell, all right, this is weird. When you smell homemade root beer,
Okay.
homemade root beer that's been affected by dry ice and a ton of sugar,
Right.
and that like root beer extract and all that, basically the sugar with caramelized a little bit.
Okay.
I'm getting that, and I don't know where it's coming from, but
So the dry ice is creating CO2 bubbles. 'Cause
Right.
That's what dry ice is.
Bubbly, right.
Bubbly.
yeah, I mean it's not root beery, but
Right,
but
yeah.
it's got this like high note. It's like with that.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Well, yeah. But it's
So-
still great fruit too. I love the pear
The pear.
and
There's a really nice pear in there. Just one.
yeah,
But it's ripe.
delicious
Like that pear we had the other day.
Yeah, one of those pears that you say
This is the best fruit
This is
ever.
the best.
When a
Yeah.
good pear is a good pear, well, that's a good pear. How many times have you done that with different fruits? Yeah. Anyways, so chestnut barrel aged Clar de Castanier all Xarel-lo from Rafael Sala's vineyard.
you haven't tasted it. It's fantastic on the palate. Even better than the nose.
The body.
I
Oh.
love that. The chestnut wood is definitely not an overbearing oak flavor at all, but I love whatever it's doing. It's got a really interesting flavor that's fantastic.
So we've submitted this wine several times to the people who give end-all be-all point systems in the 100-point scale. This consistently gets huge points.
Yeah?
91 points. Yeah, I mean all the time. To me, I'm gonna rank this.
Oh, dude, please.
This needs, 91, sure. 91 out of 91. Booyah! This
On the Hinchburger scale.
on the
rating.
Hinchburger scale of whatever we feel like, this is 91 points out of 91 points for absolute elegance in white wine. I am digging everything from the nose into the palate. Unbelievable. In fact, it kind of reminds me of a tall, sexy woman in a long black dress.
I was thinking like a red dress.
Red,
a little
red
more
works.
summery.
Oh yeah, actually,
maybe like a
red
yellow
match.
dress.
This color
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Yeah, black is a little
This
too...
is sexy wine.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We have. I'm excited about these.
Oh, but that's so good.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. So let's start here. This is the Cicera 2005. That's so good.
You can see how...
Oh,
viscous
so
this is.
2005, people, y'all. This is Malvasia de Sitges. Have you heard of it? No. You've heard of Malvasia, but not the Sitges, because the little local town of Sitges, this grape variety almost went extinct. Like, gone. Off the face of the planet. Enrique Bartra went through some amazing things. He has a Presidio Award from Slow Foods for bringing this back about 20 years ago. And these grape, the grape cluster, super loose, it's susceptible to disease, it doesn't do well, which kind of makes sense why it was fading out. However, it's unbelievable. Really big sugar content and big acidity, so you can pick this and turn it into a dry wine and let it just blow your mind away. But it's big, it's unctuous. Talk to me. It's golden. Oh.
I think I just had a life-changing moment there. Shush.
When it needed a song.
It once again, it's got that like nutty, maybe hazelnut, golden apple.
Rich. It's definitely got a lot of nuttiness to it. I mean, this is a 2005. We're 6 years later drinking great white wine. I love this wine. I mean, there's not much more to say than this is awesome.
Wow.
So, we're now going to go do this. Let me double check. 2003, same wine, but 2 years older.
Oh yeah.
So last time I tried this wine, I think I cried. And these wines couldn't be more different, but they're both so delicious. So same beautiful golden color. A nose more restrained of elegance and love. So tasty. Oh, I can't wait. So, on the nose, definitely kind of still that nutty characteristic, but not oxidation. It's not the oxidized thing that you get from old white wines. This is aging like Riesling does, good German Riesling.
Right. Or good white Burgundy.
Or good white Burgundy, probably more along those lines,
Right,
actually. How's the palate? Have you tried it?
I have, yeah.
Well,
It's
let me just talk into here like a microphone.
wonderful. It's very. I would say, it's very similar actually to the 05. It's more depthly.
There's so much going on in this wine. So rich. The acidity is killer. The flavors, the texture is just absolutely stunning. Ready for this? Paul, bring it over. Okay. How have you heard of Époisse cheese from Burgundy, France? So they say Merceau and good red Burgundies go really well with Époisse. I've tried it all. Are we ever impressed?
No.
No. The pairing,
okay.
the pairing's like, oh, you got funky cheese. This smells like a big old dead foot. Whoa! And it's so good. So we have some homemade crackers here.
Homemade crackers. I made them last night.
I have had
That's
Époisse with. It's still a little cold. I've had Époisse with this wine before, and I was floored because this actually was a pairing with Époisse. Funky. Okay. All right. That cheese, if you haven't had Époisse, it's stupid expensive, but it's so good and funky. Here it goes. What do you got? He swirls. He doesn't spit. He enjoys.
Epic. Wow.
Is that the best Époisse pairing ever?
Easily. Wow. That's
It gets rid of the butt funk, you know,
delicious.
but it keeps the delicious cheesiness. Oh, and the wine still shines through in this beautiful razor-like quality. Everyone,
I'm starting to tear.
we're out of time, but try this if you can find these.
Wow.
Call me, like, because these are awesome. Vega de Ribes from Penedes, Spain. Unbelievable wines. Sorry, real quick. Kind of the 1925-ish, about 30-ish.
Okay.
So, not cheap, but stunning white wines. Stunning white wines. Cheers, everybody. Enjoy.
Salud.
And see you later.